because of something that China did. How come the Biden administration has never pushed China to pay reparations to the United States or any other country for what that virus did?
Well, I can only assume it's because they know that they are complicit, and that as long as they don't push China too hard, President Xi is not going to say, well, hey, it was your Pentagon money that paid for this research, and it was your Peter Daszak, friend of Anthony Fauci, who encouraged the Bat Lady to do that particular research. So I think it's mutually assured destruction. Like, they both just don't say anything and it goes away. And I'm sure that's in part why Donald Trump's administration didn't really push that hard. And because it's the same people in charge at the CIA and the State Department and the Pentagon who know that they didn't deliberately do this, but it was their, incompetence, sloppiness, whatever, recklessness that unleashed this virus on the world. And America doesn't want to have its fingerprints on it. And I think the fingerprints are there. We've seen enough already in Congress, there have been some good politicians who've pushed on this, and there's been enough FOI material that's come out to show that there was certainly EcoHealth was being funded. So it doesn't take much to follow the trail. Plus, Peter Daszak is so protected. I mean, where he lives sort of in the woods, just outside of New York, any reporters who go there, immediately the cops are there. Like, they're protecting him. He's been...
really? I wish I had. How do I get
protection.
that?
Yeah. No, you won't get that.
Oh, yeah, I've noticed.
You're the enemy.
So, okay, since you have, this is my last question, but since you've got such an amazing recall, a remarkable memory for details and people, I've really known very few people with recall like yours. One more thread I'd like to sort of tie into a bow, and that's the whistleblowers who did business with Hunter Biden. What happened to them? So that would be Tony Bobulinski and Devon Archer.
Yeah, I mean, they're really the heroes of this story. Tony Bobulinski was working with Hunter on the big China deal that ended up falling over. Hunter and his uncle Jim Biden got, I think, about $20 million out of that deal after they sort of shafted Bobulinski and their other partners, basically for doing nothing. But Bobulinski is sort of a self-made man, and so he's quite protected. Like, he has his own money. He doesn't owe anything to anybody. He's a former, naval nuclear rocket instructor, nuclear submarine instructor. He's a pretty tough guy, and he knows a lot of tough guys who protect him. So I think he's been okay. Devon Archer, on the other hand, he's a lovely man, and I've got to know both of them, and I call them friends now. They've become friends. They have this beautiful bromance. They never knew each other before, and now they're just rock solid friends because they've suffered, both of them, at the hands of the Bidens. Devon more so, because he was Hunter's best friend. They met at Yale. Hunter called him my best friend in business. They went into business together. Devon did all the work. And Hunter was sort of brought in as the sort of the Biden name. In the end, they did a deal that went sour, and the Southern District of New York charged Devon with fraud over that deal. Hunter was deemed not to have been involved, even though Hunter was, I think, vice chairman of the company. He'd earned $200,000. Devon had lost millions of dollars. Devon was the one who ended up basically going to trial. He was convicted and then acquitted, or the conviction was overturned by the judge, who found that he was honest and found that he'd been unjustly treated. And then that was overturned. So he's been going through, I think, about 8 years of sheer hell where he hasn't been able to earn money. He has a close family, so that's supported him. He's remained remarkably optimistic. But he's facing jail. I mean, he could go to jail, I think for a year and 1 day. And that's while Hunter Biden has escaped scot-free. With everything that Hunter's done, there's always been this invisible hand that's reached out and rescued him from peril. While all around him, all his business partners went broke, went to jail,